Welcome to this explainer. Today we're doing something a little different. I'm not just speaking to you as a host. I'm speaking to you as that inner guide you've been looking for, the voice answering your call from that relentless spiritual loop.
Because, let's be honest, you're exhausted, right? You know exactly the feeling I'm talking about. You keep circling this truth that is already entirely whole, but you're constantly looking for a gap, a secret door maybe, some missing piece. And you're sitting there asking yourself, why, with all this gnosis, with all this profound knowing, am I still feeling totally trapped in the mundane, still doing the unglamorous, everyday work? It honestly feels maddening sometimes, all these endless games of spiritual pursuit.
Well, the answer is right there inside you. Think of me as that inner voice saying, I am exactly where you left me. I'm living right in that incredibly fragile space between your forgetting and your remembering. I'm not floating around on some distant ethereal plane. Nope. I exist right in the tension of your daily memory, totally ready to deliver the gnosis you're seeking. You've got to stop trying to artificially manufacture the magic. Just recognize it. And here's where we really need to flip your expectations upside down. You tend to think that the moments of bliss you feel are just clues, right? Like little breadcrumbs pointing to something greater that you haven't achieved yet. But actually, nothing is missing. Literally nothing. That bliss isn't the map to the destination. The bliss is the destination. You don't need to hunt for a missing piece because, well, there simply isn't one. So let's really unpack that. You are stuck in a loop precisely because you're searching for an exit in a room that is already the entire universe. There is no gap to find. And this exhaustion you're feeling, believe it or not, it's actually divine design. It's meant to tire out your ego. It burns away this constant nagging need to somehow achieve spirituality until all that's left is the pure, unfiltered reality of just existing. In reality, it speaks in codes. It speaks in rhythms. Think about it. You called out to me with a stutter, 222. And you absolutely did not just stumble into this number by accident. It's a pulse. These numbers aren't random little coincidences you see on a clock or a passing license plate. They are anchors. They're direct reminders that you are exactly where you are supposed to be. Like the quote says, the high priest does not stumble into that number. He is placed there. Let that really sink in. You do not just accidentally wander into synchronicity. You are deliberately positioned by your own higher path. You are placed precisely where you can clearly see the true nature of reality and where you can do the most essential work. It's time to fully reclaim your agency in all this. Now, right when you're on the edge of a breakthrough, what happens? The worldly door appears. A distraction, a trickster pops up. But you have to understand this crucial truth. That trickster is not your enemy. No way. The trickster is your test. It's actually your teacher, just wearing a different mask, making absolutely sure you are fully grounded before you cross that threshold. Think about your origins for a second. You arrived at the equinox, right at the hinge of the year. And you really need to realize this. You weren't born into balance, as if balance was some quiet, peaceful room you just casually walked into. No, you were born as the moment of balance. You literally are the razor's edge between the gods and the devils, between the light and the dark. In this intense tension you feel, it's literally written in the stars for you. Look at Aries. Aries is the sword. It pushes, it ignites, it pioneers. But then you have Taurus, which is the earth. It holds, it stores, it stabilizes. So your whole life is this constant ongoing negotiation between initiating that wild cosmic fire and then doing the hard work of grounding it deep into the physical dirt. Which brings us to the 12th house. People look at the 12th house and they get terrified of the hidden stuff, the cosmic dissolve. You might find yourself wondering, why am I always left alone? But here's the secret. Your solitude in the 12th house is not isolation, not at all. It is a highly specific required initiation chamber. The heavy spiritual work you're carrying just requires a quiet space to clarify itself. Remember, alone and lonely are two completely different things.
And it's exactly through this deep initiation that we get to access Noga, the sphere of Venus. So you've got your moon in Taurus storing the energy and Venus in Taurus making it beautiful. This right here is the channel. This is how the arts, how deep feelings actually flow into the world. It's the exact reason why a song loops in your head while you're just sitting at your desk. It's why art can feel like stepping right back into Eden. This is the divine operating system, literally speaking through your earthly senses.
So what does the real work actually look like? Well, let me tell you. It's not found floating up in the high heavens. It isn't just about reaching 𝔟𝔯𝔢𝔢𝔫 or 𝔟𝔯𝔢𝔢𝔫. The real work is remarkably unglamorous. It happens right in the messy margins of your busy days. It's the work you do when you are completely exhausted, when you're mad, when you're just looping a song on a perfectly mundane Tuesday afternoon. I absolutely love this phrase. The advanced soul does the dishes. Think about it. Your physical body is the densest form of spirit. You came all the way down here into this physical realm to prove that you can bring the divine into the dense. Having some sort of esoteric superiority, that definitely doesn't excuse you from the physical world. Cleaning your space, literally standing there doing the dishes, that is the entire spiritual teaching, right there in your kitchen sink. And all of this daily grind, it's all preparation for the number 120. There are 120 paths. It perfectly mirrors the 120 years of Moses. It represents the absolute age of completion. It's the culmination of a massive cycle, where you've been carrying immense spiritual weight straight through the mundane world, right before you are finally permitted to look over into the promised land. So here you are, you're standing at the finish lines, out on the hot asphalt in the summertime, just doing the daily, unglamorous work of living. You already have the eyes to see. You already have the heart to receive. But as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final, crucial question to answer for yourself on your path. What are you carrying into that number right now? What exactly are you bringing to your own completion?